All right, so in this lesson, we're going to identify what is called a five-number summary of a data set. Okay, and the five numbers, you already know a couple of them. The five numbers are called the minimum, that's the lowest number, the maximum, that's the highest number in the data set, the median, which you're already familiar with, and then two more. One of them is called the first quartile, and the other one is called the third quartile. And one way of thinking about the first quartile, which we sometimes call Q1, it's the median of the bottom half of the data set, and the third quartile is the median of the top half of the data set. And so here's just a quick example. This is 9 data points here, and the minimum is the lowest number, the maximum is the largest number, the median is the middle number, which is this, and then if we take the bottom half right here, the bottom half is just 2, 5, 2, 5, 7, and 8. And the median of these four numbers is halfway between 5 and 7. And so that would be 6. This would be Q1. This is Q1. And then halfway between the top half is halfway between 11 and 17, which is going to be 14. Okay, so quarter 3 is 14. So in this case, the five-number summary is 2, 6, 10, 14, and 19. Okay, so that's the basic idea of a five-number summary, is that we are looking for, we're splitting the numbers up, or the data set up basically into 4 groups, and then identifying the 5 numbers that sort of surround those 4 groups. So I'm going to give you a quick definition here. The five-number summary divides the data set to 4 equal groups and then identifies the 5 numbers that are the boundaries of those 4 groups. All right, so suppose we have a data set of 28 data points. All right, we could split these 28 data points into 4 equal groups of 7 numbers each. So I'm going to give you examples of these 28 numbers, and I'm going to represent them with the letters A, B, C, and D. So these 7 A's are all representing different numbers. These 7 B's are representing 7 other numbers. These 7 C's are representing 7 other numbers. And these 7 D's are also representing numbers. Now all together, we have 28 data points. Okay, so 28 data points. And over here, the A's, these are the smallest of all the numbers. They're organized smallest to largest. Okay, so we've organized the data set from the smallest numbers to the largest numbers. So what we'll now do is we will break up all 28 of these numbers. We'll put a line here. Okay, so we have 14 over here, and we have 14 over here, and then we'll have the lower boundary of the whole thing and the upper boundary of the whole thing, and then the lower numbers, the bottom 14, we'll cut those in half, and the upper 14, we will cut those in half. And this will give us 5 boundaries. This one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And so we would call this number right here, that's the median. So that's where the median is. The maximum is over here. The minimum is all the way at the bottom. And then this would be quartile 1. And over here would be quartile 3. This is the idea. And so these 5 numbers basically break up the data set into 4 equal groups. And that's the idea of the 5-number summary. All right, so let's do an example here. We're going to identify the 5-number summary of this data set right here. Okay, And the first thing we're going to do a 5-number summary is we're going to organize the data points from smallest to largest. All right, so let's see here. Our smallest number in this group is 14. So we'll start with 14. And now we have another 14 right here. So our next data set is going to be 14. And let's go from there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All organized from smallest to largest. Okay. All right, the next thing we're going to do, step 2, is we are going to identify the minimum, the median, and the maximum. All right, well, we'll write it up over here. The minimum is the lowest number. That's 14. Okay. All right. And then we're going to leave room for quartile 1. We're going to put that one right here. We're not going to get to that one yet. Then the median. All right, remember the median is the middle number, and we have 12 numbers, so we're going to go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The median is going to go right here. Now the problem is we have an even number, so we have to go halfway between the two middle numbers. Halfway between 19 and 20 is 19.5. So the median of this group is 19.5. Then the maximum, so we'll put quartile 3, we'll leave room for that. And then the maximum is the highest number, which is 29. All right, well, we have, look, we've got 1, 2, we've got 3 of our 5-number summary. Let's go on to step 3. Step 3 says quartile 1 is the median of the smaller half of the numbers. Now, I have a note here that says if there's an odd number of data points, do not include the middle number. And so, for example, let's pretend that we did not have, let's say we did not have this 14 here. Well, now we would have 11 numbers. That's an odd number. And the middle number would then be 20. So we would not include 20. But we have 12 data points. And so this is halfway. Right between the 19 and 20 is halfway. We have 6 here and 6 here. And so quartile 1 will be the median of these bottom 6 numbers. Well, the median of these bottom 6 numbers would go right here. And so we want to go halfway between 15 and 17. Well, halfway between 15 and 17 is 16. So quartile 1 is 16. And then step 4, quartile 3 is the median of the larger half of the numbers. All right, well, the larger half of the numbers is these 6 numbers right here, and the halfway point is between 25 and 26, so we want to go halfway between 25 and 26. Well, halfway between 25 and 26 is 25.5. So quartile 3 is 25.5, and look, we're done. We have our 5-number summary. Done. Okay. Let's do a couple of examples. All right, here's an example. We're going to try and identify the 5-number summary of this data set. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 data points. So we do have an odd number, so that's going to come into play in a little bit. First thing we're going to do is we're going to organize them from smallest to largest. I see a 66 here, then I see a 68, and then a 69. All right, so we've organized all the data points smallest to largest. Now, we're going to identify the minimum. The minimum is the smallest number. That's 66. So the minimum is 66. We're going to skip quartile 1 for a minute. We're going to identify the median. The median is going to be the halfway number. Well, there's 11 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's half. And then the top half is right here. The middle number is 72. And so 72 is the median. We'll come back to quartile 3 in a couple minutes. and then the maximum is the highest number, which is 85. Okay, so we've got 3 out of 5, 60% done. Now we need quartile 1. We want the median of the bottom half. Now, the bottom half is, halfway is right here. It's halfway between the 72. And so we cannot include the 72. We're going to leave the 72 out. So we're only going to look for the median of these 5 numbers right here. Well, the median of those 5 numbers is the middle number. That's 69. And therefore, quartile 1 is 69. We're going to do the same thing for quartile 3. We're going to leave 72 out, and we're going to do the top 5 numbers, and the middle number is 77. Okay? So quartile 3 is 77, and we are done with the 5-number summary. Let's do another example. All right, here's another example. This one is 14 data points. And the first thing we want to do is we want to organize it from smallest number to largest number. And it looks like we have an 8 and then we have 2 9s. So we'll start there. All right, so we've organized all 14 of these numbers from smallest to largest. And so we're going to identify the minimum first. The minimum is the smallest number. That's an 8. Then we'll come back to quartile 1 in a couple minutes. Then we want to identify the median. That's the middle number. Now we have an even number here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the middle is right here. There's no number at the middle. So we have to do the average, or what's halfway between these two middle numbers. So halfway between 14 and 15 is 14.5. So the median is 14.5. Then we'll identify quartile 3 in a minute. And the maximum is the highest number, which is 24. Okay. So we've got 24. And now we just need to identify quartile 1. So we're going to go halfway, which is right here. We want here's the bottom half right here. We want the median of the bottom half. And the median, so we have 7 numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. So the middle number is right here, 12. So the median of the lower half is 12. And therefore, quartile 1 is 12. And then here's the upper half, and the middle number is 20. And so the third quartile is 20. Here is our 5-number summary. Okay, so there's a few examples. I hope you caught on pretty good. And what we're going to do in the next video is we're actually going to identify the 5-number summary using Minitab.